Hey everyone, this is James and welcome back for more Pokemon Crystal. Last episode we took on Bugsy of the Azalea Gym, and we took on our rival, and I don't want to talk about that battle. I do, but yeah man, that battle was intense. But now we are going to go through Ilex Forest. What do you have to say? The forest is watched over by its protector. Stay out of mischief. I'm going to burn this whole forest down. Anyways, welcome to Ilex Forest. Welcome to Ilex Forest. The first Pokemon you'll find is an Oddish. Oddish is not a bad Pokemon. If you need a grass type, then this Pokemon is good for you. I would like to say that if I didn't want Bellsprout, I would probably get an Oddish. But I wanted Bellsprout because of the fact that I just like Bellsprout. Bellsprout is a personal favorite of mine when it comes to Kanto Pokemon, basically. But Oddish is also a good Pokemon if you need something that has a very good special attack. It's a better special attack than Bellsprout. And the only problem with Oddish is that its moveset is very undesirable. It doesn't have a lot of good moves, but you can teach it TM moves in order to make up for that. Alright, next Pokemon is Paris. I do not recommend Paris whatsoever. Paris has two types that it can be quad weak to, which is flying and fire types. And later gens, it's even more terrible because it has hydration as its ability. And when it comes to hydration, if it gets hit by a fire type, it's octo weak to fire. It is a very sad Pokemon. If you want a Paris, it's only good for as a cut HM slave, or if you need to paralyze something or put a status infliction on something. But other than that, it's just not really a good Pokemon just because of its typing. So I don't recommend getting this one. Next Pokemon is Venonat. Venonat is pretty average as a bug type Pokemon. I don't know if I would recommend it. It's just like, hey, if you want a bug type, then a Venonat is actually an option. And what's pretty good with a Venomoth, it knows a psychic type move, which is like Psybeam, I believe, which is really pretty cool, but I'm surprised it just doesn't evolve into a bug psychic type. It just doesn't do that. But other than that, it's just average. If you need a bug type Pokemon, you can go for it, but there's better bug type Pokemon. And the last Pokemon is Psyduck. I'm gonna say this right now. Psyduck doesn't know any water type moves until it's around level 50 or 55. It is a really weird Pokemon. And when I say it doesn't learn any water type moves, I'm saying that in a level up sort of way. It can learn TMs, HMs, and all that, but it doesn't know any water type moves unless it's Hydro Pump. It's a really weird Pokemon. And during that time, if you need a water type, I don't recommend Psyduck just because it doesn't learn any types of anything that's water type. So if you need something that can use water type moves, I don't recommend Psyduck. But Psyduck in itself is a good Pokemon. Evolve it to a Golduck, it's even better. And when you get to Surf HM, you can just teach it Surf and go on from there. But Psyduck and Golduck are pretty much, they're not good until you get some TMs in them. Yeah, let me go get repels. It's gonna get really annoying. Oh, wait a minute. Our egg is hatching. Here we go. It's gonna be a Togepi. Now, I honestly don't like using Togepi. I can see the use out of it, but it's just not that good in my opinion. When you hatch it, it will have Growl and Charm. And when it evolves at level 7, it'll learn Metronome, which is completely RNG based. It can use Body Slam at one end of the spectrum, which can be pretty useful. There's better moves than Body Slam, but I think Body Slam is a solid move. And on the other end of the spectrum would be Splash, which is just completely waste a turn and gives the enemy either a way to set up or just to knock it closer to 0 HP. The only other attacking move it can learn is Double Edge. Even if it learned Double Edge as a Togepi, its base attack stat of 20 is not really going to be useful. It has decent enough defense and special defense, but it's still just not that good with it. Now, Togetic. Since we're not going to run into Togetic anywhere else, I will go over it as well. Togetic is a good wall. It has a very good special defense, a pretty decent special attack, but its attack is terrible. 20 to 40, and 40 is less than Onix. That is very sad. But I think Togetic is just supposed to be a wall and just not really attack anything else. You can give it some TMs, but it's really dirty given the fact that it's a normal flying type, which they're both physical attackers. So yeah, that's kind of sad. And I'm kind of happy that in Gen 4, Togetic kind of got a buff. As long as a new evolution. So if you didn't want a Togetic, you can go right into Togekiss and go on from there. But even later on with the Togetic Pokemon, you could just get Eviolite and just go on from there. I don't know how good it is on that, but you know, you could see some potential on Togetic if you give it that kind of item. But that item doesn't exist in Pokemon Crystal, so you have fun with that if you ever go for a Togetic. My advice for a Togetic though, if you're going to use it competitively in Gen 2, because there is a place where you can be a competitive person in that game, I recommend teaching Toxic to Togetic, because if you can wall off stuff, you might as well do a Toxic stall and go on from there. He's blinking and he's crying. Togepi came out of the egg. Amazing. Give a nickname to the Togepi? No. So Togepi is a really interesting Pokemon. It's not the strongest, and also it evolves into a normal flying type, so it's even more useless for me. But if you need a flying type and a normal type, then you can definitely use Togetic. That's what I meant to say. But I don't need it, and I am going to put it in the box. I don't know if there's a box in New Bark Town, but I'm going to put it in the box now because I want to. That's the wrong way. Deposit. Go away, Togepi. Bye, Togepi. See you later. But that is what you get from the egg, and now I think Professor Elm is going to call you soon about the egg. Or not. But I wanted to leave because I want to get some repels, because I am not going to go through Ilex Forest thinking, oh, yeah, I'm fine, you know. But you're better. Oh, yeah, also, this town sells charcoal, which is weird. You can definitely get charcoal from somewhere else, so you don't really need to buy it. I need 10. I need 10, thank you. I think 10 repels is going to help me a lot throughout this whole Ilex Force scenario thing. So, anyways, goodbye, Azalea Town. Never going to see you again. I'm kidding, I might. I don't know. I'll see you later. Now, going back to Ilex Forest, and also I'm going to do the repels before I just forget about them. Also, what else? I want to talk a little bit more about that battle. And when it comes to saving, I want to say this. When it comes to important battles, I will not be saving like right before the battle. But when it comes to Elite Four, I will be saving every battle, because if I lose at a very if I lose at Lance and I gotta redo all that, I'm gonna hate myself. So we have a Farfetch here that's wandering around, and he is a very timid bird. But I'm gonna go around and get the items. Revive. A revive usually just revives a Pokemon that has fainted. Basically, pretty good. And I don't think there's anything else. There has to be something here. Or not. Okay, whatever. But if I just go this way, you can go qua, and he's gonna go that way. And my repel wore off. I can walk around, right? Yep, I can. And what's really bad about Gen 2 and all the way until Gen 5, it's you got to keep on going into your bag and using the repel again, which is really, really, I don't want to say tedious, but it's just really stupid. You go qua, and he hit himself in the face on the tree, and then he is back. Now in the remakes, there's 2 Farfetch, so you have fun with that. Wow, thanks a bunch. My boss's Pokemon won't obey me because I don't have a badge. Well, it looks like you are stupid. So, my Farfetch. You found it for us, kid. Without it, we would be able to cut trees for charcoal. Thanks, kid. Now, how can I thank you? I know. Here, take this. We get HMO1, which is cut. HM01, store in there. That's a cut HM. Teach that to a Pokemon to clear small trees. Of course, you have to have a gym badge from Azalea to use it. Now, I kind of hate myself because now I gotta go find a Pokemon that I want to catch in order to use this HM. Technically, one of my Pokemon can learn it, but after that flash realization, I kind of want to get a Pokemon that can actually just not be used. Instead, like, at least it can be used for an HM slave. So this will take a while. I'm gonna just waste up all my repels and hopefully it can be done right around here. Yep, repels worn off and let's find this Pokemon. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to catch a Sandshrew, which is like the next best Pokemon to get around here, but now Everglade knows cut because he one hit KO, not one hit KO, but he did a crit on Sandshrew, and now you know cut. And I am not in the mood right now, X item. I'm really upset because, you know, I didn't want to do it, but you know, guess what? Everglade, if you really want to be a jerk about it, guess what? You get to no cut now. Anyways, back to this. It's like I was supposed to be done soon, but now it's like, hey, guess what? You're going to spend so much time in the forest, and that's the Pokegear. It's just I'm a little frustrated about stuff because the parrots that you can find here is a 5% chance, and I'm not going to be standing here like for hours on end to get one. And the Sandshrew is like 20%, so knowing me, I'm not going to ever get it. What am I doing? I'm shaking trees using Headbutt. It's fun. Here, try it out too. Try it too. So TM02 gives me a Headbutt. I'm not going to teach anybody Headbutt right now. Actually, you know what? It's a TM, so I might as well do it now. Let's see here. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. Wrong one. Where is Headbutt? It's up here. Who can learn Headbutt? Only Everglade. I could get rid of Rage and go for Headbutt. I should, because Rage is about to become very obsolete. So, what Headbutt does is, if you Headbutt trees, you will find certain Pokemon. I will do this once and never do it again, because I don't need to. So let's get rid of Rage. And now, Everglade knows Headbutt. So you Headbutt this tree. Want to use Headbutt? Yes, I do. And we get an encounter. Hopefully this one will be interesting. Oh wow, a Noctowl. So, oh, it's asleep. Okay, this is also a very neat mechanic. Sometimes Pokemon will come out and become very sleepy. Oh, not very sleepy, but be asleep. And that's a pretty good mechanic. But the thing is, you can't really tell what level it is. So, we're just gonna have to find out just right now. And not right now. It's still asleep. Oh, okay, I guess we'll never find out. But this is what basically is. If you want, here's a list of Pokemon that you can find, and I will be doing bios at the end of the video for them, because in case if you can't find them on routes, if you can, then they will not be having any bios. Now I'm gonna go through this forest, and hopefully we can get to Route 34, I believe. Yeah, Route 34. I think that guy's a trainer. We can avoid him, so that's good. And we are at the end of the forest. Man, that was really bad for me. That tree took me a long time. Oh, honey, you're making a Pokédex? It must be hard if Pokemon won't appear. Try using this TM. TM12. I think that is Sweet Scent. It's Sweet Scent. Use it wherever Pokemon appear. Pokemon will be enticed by it. Also, in battle, it can lower evasiveness. First Pokemon you can find is Abra. And fair warning, as soon as you see this Abra, the first turn that you take on it, it's going to teleport away. Teleport is its only move it can learn. But if you manage to catch it in the first try that you encounter it, it's going to be a very helpful Pokemon. When it evolves, it has a really good special attack, and it is very, very tough. The only problem is its defenses are not the best, but don't really worry about that, I guess. But I also want to point out its final evolution is a trade evolution, so again, if you have a friend or if you have another Game Boy, then you can just trade it that way. But if you don't have any of those, then I guess you're just gonna have a Kadabra. Next Pokemon is Drowsy. Drowsy is not good in its special attack. It's pretty much a fair opposite of Abra's line. Drowsy is good at special defense. So it can be useful if you do if you're fighting a Pokemon that uses special attacks, such as maybe a Dark type Pokemon, since Dark types are special in this gen. But it's not good offensively. If you're looking for an offensive Psychic type Pokemon, then the Abra line is better for you. But if you're looking for a more defensive Psychic type, then Drowsy is pretty much good for you. Next Pokemon is Ditto. If you get Ditto, please ask me why, because Dittos are not the best Pokemon to use in battle. It's really difficult to train up a Ditto too, because you can only transform to the Pokemon that you're attacking. So the only time you would be good to train Ditto is if you're fighting a Ghost type or a Dragon type. So I don't understand why people use Dittos. The only time Dittos are going to be useful is breeding purposes, and I looked it up on Smogon to see how good it is or how bad it is on competitive, and some people use it competitively, and I'm like, how do people even do that? But you know, people find a way. And also, I think Dittos are more situational Pokemon, so it's not the best Pokemon to use when it comes to battling stuff. So yeah, I would say it's a hard pass on that one. But if you do need another Pokemon to breed, then Ditto is good because it can breed any kind of Pokemon, even genderless Pokemon. So I guess Ditto is used for something, huh? And the last Pokemon is Snubbull. Snubbull has a very good attack stat. It has 80 base attack, and when it evolves into a Granbull, it has a 120 base attack. So it is a very strong Pokemon. And in this generation, it is not a Fairy type. Fairy types do not exist in this gen. It is a normal type. This means it can be affected by fighting type Pokemon. So just be aware on that before you do anything else. If you're just like going through all the other gens and like Gen 6 was your first Pokemon game, just want to let you know on that. And I want to say this. I have never used a Granbull or a Snubbull, but I want to use a Granbull and Snubbull in a later gen because in this generation, it doesn't really have a lot of moves to work with. It does have TMs to go through, but most of them, I believe, are special attack moves. So yeah, I don't think Snubbull and Granbull are the best in this generation, but I think later generations, they will actually be better. Trainer tips. Berry trees grow new berries every day. Make a note which trees bear which berries. So that's the same for apricorns. I'm going to see if I can skip as many people. You are doing the twirl. I'm just going to avoid you. I'm going to avoid you again. I don't know these trainer placements, and I hope I don't have to fight you. Yep, I don't. Now, this right here, daycare. Let us raise your Pokemon for you, because you cannot do anything about it. This right here is a possibility of me getting a Pokemon here. I'm the daycare man. Do you know about eggs? I was raising Pokemon with my wife, you see. We were shocked to find an egg. How incredible is that? Well, wouldn't you like this egg? Then fine, this is yours to keep. And we get an odd egg. Now, I want to say this about the odd egg. Okay, wait, first off, I found that when I was caring for someone's Pokemon before, but the trainer didn't want the egg, so I kept it around. And I think the daycare lady will pretty much just say, hey, you want me to take care of your Pokemon? But the odd egg is very interesting. If you hatch a Pokemon in that egg, it has a 25% chance of it being shiny. It's really amazing. But I'm not gonna shoot for a shiny Pokemon. If I don't get the Pokemon I want, then I am not gonna keep it, of course. These are the 5 Pokemon that you can get. I will go over them next episode, because I don't want to do a lot of... Oh, okay. Well, I thought I can avoid you. But I'm not going to go over it like the same with the headbutting stuff. So, yeah. I'm confident in my ability to raise Pokemon. Want to see? Sure, I want to see. What kind of Pokemon do you have? I think this guy has a Golduck. I mean, not Golduck, but a Psyduck. Did I screw up my training? Yes, you did. I don't know why, but whatever. So anyways, is this another trainer tips thing? Route 34, Goldenrod City is over there. Somewhere in between. Thank you, Sign. I appreciate you. And welcome to Goldenrod City. You cannot find anything here. What are you doing? Trying to block my way. The radio tower in Goldenrod City is a landmark. They're running a promotional campaign right now. They'll modify your Pokegear so it can also serve as a radio. Well, that sounds interesting, but I'm gonna have to leave it off here. I don't know how long I've been going on because I've been sitting here trying to get a Sandshrew and then Everglade wanted to be that way. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do one more thing. Two more things, actually. First off, I am going to go over yonder, and I am going to get an item. Or not an item, but I'm going to get something that's really useful when it comes to moving. So if you go down here, there's this building. The world is a psychopath bike shop. And we go over here, we talk to him. So I moved here, but I can't sell my bicycles. Why is that? Probably because you're in somewhere that's really hard to see. Could you ride a bicycle and advertise for me? Sure, why not? Really? Great. Give me your name and phone number and I'll loan you a bike. And we now borrow the bicycle. My bicycles are first rate. You can ride them anywhere. So, this will help you get to somewhere very quickly. It's basically a running shoes kind of feel. But the thing is there's no running shoes, so this is a very, very good item to get. So I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna register. And now, I can get on the bike whenever. I say whenever, there you go. And see how fast you can go, it's a lot better. And I'm gonna be doing this, and I'm gonna be riding back and forth, and I'm gonna make sure this egg hatches. This is the other thing I'm doing. Wonder what it'd be, it needs more time though. So it's gonna take a while. So I will be right back until the egg is hatched. Oh, here we go. What's it gonna be? Let's see what it is. Come on. Oh! A Tyrogue. Okay, I didn't know a Tyrogue can be in there. Alright, that's interesting. Not the Pokemon I'm looking for, but you know what? I think that's okay. I'm gonna put this in the PC, and we are gonna end off the video here, the episode here. Next time on Goldenrod. Sorry, I've been like staring at the screen for like probably a good 10 minutes. So I'm my brain's kind of fried right now. Let me deposit and also it wasn't a shiny Pokemon. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Let me just make sure. It is not. Also, it learns a new move as well, which is not a new move, but a unique move, which is Dizzy Punch. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it. I don't know. I gotta think about it. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will use this. You know what? I will use this. I think there was a Pokemon that I wanted to have, but now I think about it, I want to keep the Psyduck. So I'm gonna name it, and I am... Is this a Name Raider? Name Raider. Okay, that's it's a pretty good place. I will name this. I will name the Psyduck something. This Pokemon will actually be useful. So, what should I name you? Tyrogue. That's a fairly decent name, but how about a slightly better nickname? Want me to give you a better name? Also, this Tyrogue, it evolves at level 20, but I don't know what it's going to evolve to. It can evolve to Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, or Hitmontop. So, it's going to be pretty interesting what Pokemon's going to evolve to. I decided to name this thing Goru because I feel like that's a good name for it. So now, we have an additional team member, which I wasn't really planning on, but it's still a good member. I like it. Move, yep, move. So now, next time on Pokemon Silver, not Silver, oh my god, I'm messing up. Pokemon Crystal, we're gonna explore Goldenrod. I will also train up a little bit, because I want to, and I need to. I'll see you guys then.